All right. Well, thanks for coming. We're going to talk today about probably one of the things that I'm super excited about, which is the business side of doTERRA. I love sharing essential oils with people. I love getting people involved in doTERRA from the user application side and educating on the uses of essential oils, the medicinal applications of them, the emotional applications of them. But I really am passionate about the business side of it. I have a goal and I have a dream, not to quote an amazing man in history, but I truly feel like doTERRA can be that avenue and that catalyst for me and my vision and dream. So I want to share that with you guys. So before we get started, if you're not familiar, if you're watching this for the first time and you're not familiar with doTERRA, you're not familiar with essential oils, this is just a very quick video to explain what are doTERRA essential oils.
There are no wasted efforts in nature. The fragrance of a flower, the smell of an orange, or the scent of a pine tree all serve specific purposes vital to a plant's survival. What our senses perceive as fragrances or scents are actually volatile aromatic compounds, tiny organic molecules that serve a variety of protective, reproductive, and regenerative purposes. These compounds help ward off unfriendly pests, attract friendly herbivores and insects, and even help the plant heal from infection and physical injury. There are over 3,000 identified varieties of aromatic compounds, each with its own unique and functional chemical constituents that provide different aromas and benefits to the plants. From the petals of a flower, to the leaves of a plant, the rind of a fruit, or the resin of a tree, these volatile aromatic compounds are all around us. Distilled directly from their plant sources, essential oils are multifaceted agents that have seemingly endless applications to our health and can be used aromatically, topically, or internally. Ensuring the maximum potency and beneficial properties of an essential oil are the result of maintaining the delicate ratio of aromatic constituents found in that essential oil, all of which can vary depending on the time of day or part of the plant which is harvested, time of year or life cycle when harvested, the geographic location and weather where the plant was grown, or the method and even the duration of distillation. For that reason, it is vital that essential oils come from a trusted source committed to not only producing unadulterated essential oils, but to adhering to the strictest production protocols. There are no wasted efforts in nature. Neither should there be in the health care you provide for yourself and those you love.
All right. So as we get started and we talk about, this isn't a training on essential oils per se. We're not going to talk about the top 10. This is really about business strategy and why you should consider doTERRA as a possible residual income for you and your family. So when you think about creating a business, you really need to think about the trends in the market. If, for example, in 2018, it would not make sense to develop a company that builds buggies that are pulled by horses. It just doesn't make sense. Like, we're looking at how to fly a car, right? So you've got to look at really what's the market doing today and why would your business help those ideas and trends in the market that are needed. So over the last, I would say, decade, it's been a little bit longer in terms of recycling and caring about the earth, but over, I would say, in my opinion, the last 5 or 10 years, there's really been this push about farm-to-table concepts in restaurants. So almost every restaurant that you go to now that's opening in these little areas in town are, you know, advertising that they're using organic food, or they're getting it from local distributors and farmers in the area because people want that fresh food. There's a lot of talk about Monsanto and non-GMO products and why that's changing our health or not changing our health. The vaccination argument, and we're not talking, I don't want to get into debate, States. It's just, these are what's happening in today's market today. The healthcare crisis and, you know, the prescription overload. I think right now the average is 20 prescriptions per person. It's pretty insane how many prescriptions are used on a regular basis by people, or even the expectation of a prescription, some kind of a fix. People are looking for a fix in healthcare. Also going just into the food, the organic, the locally grown, the grass-fed meats, the free-range chicken, you know, wild fish concept. There's so many different trends in the market. People are desperate for getting back into that natural, the natural products, just really getting simple again instead of, you know, convenience. Maybe we like convenience. I love convenience, but anyway, these are trends. So when you're thinking about your business, you really want to look at, is this business that I'm about ready to get into, is it a natural-minded business? Is it thinking about the trends in the market? And doTERRA is absolutely fits all of those brackets. So the next thing that you want to think about when you're thinking about starting a business is like the company you're about to hitch your wagon to, or the concept, or the vehicle. And you know, this is a network marketing company, bottom line. doTERRA does not use standard advertising. They use wellness advocates like myself to get their message out and to spread it. And with that, we get a commission by being the advertisement. So what makes doTERRA so awesome? Well, they've been in business now. We're about ready to hit our 10-year anniversary coming up very soon. I think it's the 25th of this month, if I'm not mistaken. You know, they've been in business for 10 years. They are a debt-free company. They're founded out of Salt Lake City, Utah, in a little town called Pleasant Grove. Their business model has surpassed Apple's. They're pretty impressive, not only from a business model, but also the variety of essential oils and products that are available. They just don't have one product. They have an array of healthcare products that are available, but also just the integrity behind the company. So just a quick video.
doTERRA essential oils have a profound impact on our health and wellness, but the impact of how and where they're sourced goes beyond a drop of oil. First, we search the globe to identify the best plant material, harvested and expertly distilled for oil potency and quality. Many of our essential oils come from countries facing economic and environmental challenges. This provides a unique opportunity for doTERRA to produce the highest quality essential oils while also doing good in a sustainable way. We call this co-impact sourcing. Through this approach, we are creating jobs and improving incomes in countries where they are much needed. Developing long-term partnerships with artisan small-scale growers and distillers around the world. These partnerships transform the playing field for growers to improve their production and establish stable prices, trustworthy long-term buying. Helping growers organize themselves into cooperatives to achieve common goals and higher quality, while ensuring farmlands are preserved and passed on to future generations. These cooperatives also ensure growers receive fair and on-time payments in favorable installments, help throughout the year. In these areas, doTERRA's Healing Hands Foundation is funding the construction of schools, health clinics, cooperative buildings, water systems, and more to empower growers, their families, and communities today and tomorrow. Through co-impact sourcing, doTERRA is improving lives and providing hope to people in desperate need of opportunity. Through this approach, we ensure the long-term supply of the best plant materials to consistently deliver the highest quality products. So it's more than just a drop of oil in your hand. It's a catalyst for impacting many lives beyond your own.
So, you know, this is really your chance to learn about the business opportunity with doTERRA, why in the world you would want to even consider doing this as a business, and how you can make money doing it. So there's a lot on our agenda that we're going to go through. When we go through this, though, this is really about you. I'm going to share with you what doTERRA is as a company and how you would get paid, and different avenues of making commission. But really it boils down to, what are your goals and what in the world are you wanting out of this? Are you interested in starting an essential oil business? Do you already have that desire to become an entrepreneur and considering all your options? Do you have an existing business and you want to add essential oils to that business? Are you already in an essential oil business and you're looking for ways to reach the next level? So there's a lot of things to think about just to really get into your mind, what are you hoping to achieve here? A little bit about me before we get started and why in the world you want to even listen to me talk. If we've not met, my name is Chrissy Etheridge. I have been a part of doTERRA now for 3 years. This is my anniversary this month, actually. I love just natural medicine. I love gardening. I prefer to use pesticide-free, organic-free type things when I'm growing. I use honey instead of allergy medicine. I've always been naturally minded and just really love the ebb and flow of Mother Nature. I've been married 21 years. You can see him on the side here. He's my best friend, Brian. We have 5 kids together. They're all adults now. I can't believe I have no more children under the age of 18, but that is true. And then my sweet little 3 grandbabies on the side. I have been in healthcare, though, for 13 years. I was a nurse for 9. And over the last 4 years, I've been practicing as a family nurse practitioner, primarily in emergency medicine, acute care medicine. I worked in ICU, hospitalist, ER. So a lot of my training has been on the acute care side. But I have, during my master's program, I really dive deep into this holistic nursing, holistic medicine application, different modalities. Hello. You can say hi when you log in. We're just super casual here. But I started learning a lot about research with aromatherapy and essential oils and herbs and how they can be used in medicine. And I was really excited to see that there's actual research behind how essential oils are helping people rather than using, a chemical, a medication. It's not only from the emotional and mental applications of essential oils, but also the physical. So that was really exciting to me. And I just continue to research and figure out how in the world oils can be used medicinally. So our agenda today, we're going to talk about several things. I'm going to move this just so we can see everything. Okay, awesome. So we're going to talk about the differences between a traditional employment versus entrepreneurship versus doTERRA. We're going to talk about what it means to build a pipeline of residual income and what makes doTERRA unique. We are going to talk about the compensation plan. That's super important, how in the world you're going to get paid. We're going to talk about levels of commitment required to build a business with doTERRA. We're going to talk about startup costs, what you'll need, and once you get started, okay? So again, this is really your focus, and I'd love for you to start thinking about who are you? I'm going to pose a handful of questions to kind of help assess whether or not becoming a wellness advocate is actually the right decision for you. If you answer yes to a lot of it, then this probably is. So, do you have a desire to work in the health and wellness industry? Some of us already are a part of that. I'm already a part of this. I love helping people heal. I love showing people how to take care of themselves. I don't just like writing a prescription and saying, here, take this, and don't educate them on what the next steps are. I really love empowering people and patients on how to improve their lives. And so I'm passionate about helping people. So the question is, are you passionate about helping people? Have you always believed that you're destined to make a difference in the world? Are you sick and tired of working diligently for someone else's dreams? Do you want to become your own boss? Do you want to determine how much money you want to make or what you will do on a daily basis? Are you sick of living paycheck to paycheck? Do you want to work to fit? Do you want your work to fit into your life as opposed to your life fitting into your work? Does working from anywhere get you excited? So these are just things like, why in the world would you become your own business owner, right? Why do people look for being an entrepreneur? Well, it's really about just being your own entrepreneur does not mean at all that you don't get to work, right? We're all going to work. Unless, you've got this great life insurance policy from a family member, we're all going to have to work. The question is do you want to be that person that makes your own schedule and determines when and where you work and how you work? Do you want to work from a laptop on a beach, or do you want to have to deal with what your boss's agenda is rather than your own? So these are just questions to ask yourself when you're thinking about starting a business. So one of the most important aspects about becoming a successful wellness advocate is to dream big. I was a part of a webinar once that really kind of scared me because I was asked to write down what my dream income was. And then it actually had me just, like, I wrote it out. What do you want to make? What do you need to make in order for life to be super comfortable? And then the very next thing that he said to do was double it. And for me, that didn't make sense. Like before I started doing this, we have these caps that we put on ourselves, or society puts on ourselves, or maybe, our career puts on ourselves. My son just did this project as a senior that he had to look up what he wanted to be, and he wants to be a forensic scientist. So he had to do some research on what in the world a forensic scientist meant and what they were going to get paid. So he had to look up in Nevada, what are their average pay? What are the options in working? And so my son is already starting to put a box around what he feels he's going to make in life. And that's really crazy to think about because, I knew what average nurse practitioners make in this area. And I know that if I want to work 80 hours a week, I could double that, but really, what are my other options, right? And really the other option is to create your own business. So it's really about what your imagination is, about what you want, how much you want to make, honestly, when it comes to being a wellness advocate with doTERRA. And I'm going to shock you with some numbers when we talk about income later, but it really just, you have to have goals, but you really have to have those big dreams to be successful. So, is your life with your health, relationships, finances, career, spirituality exactly the way you want it to be? Would you still work at your current job if money was not an issue? What are your highest values in life? What are your financial goals? And if you're not currently financially free, how long have you been working to achieve this status, or how long will you have to work to achieve this status? Have you already decided that you're going to work until age 67 to retire? That's a question to ask. There's a lot of other questions in here that really, are you excited when you wake up in the morning for life? Are you able to hit your financial goals? What would you change in life? What if you were making $500 more a month? What if you were making $1,500 more a month, or $5,000 a month? Hey, when you log in, it's okay. If you're not muted, it's totally fine. We've already just started, but you guys can catch up super fast. Thanks for coming. So what if the number was $30,000 extra a month? And do you even allow your mind to think about what that could mean? So let's talk about how to make those dreams actually a reality with doTERRA. So dreams are unique to the beholder. Honestly, what are your dreams? Do you want to work from home or from anywhere? I have this desire in my head that I would like to be on a beach with my laptop, and I would like to be doing this webinar in about a year or 2 years. Wouldn't that be awesome? At the backdrop of the beach. I think that would be super cool. I want to be my own boss. I want to create my own schedule. Every time the holidays come around, I get really bummed because I have to figure out with other providers in my group who gets off Christmas, who gets off Thanksgiving, it's sad because that's any holiday that I have to work. Yes, I get to help people, and that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, but I miss those awesome opportunities with my family. But I still want to have a positive impact. I want to help people. It's why I work in medicine. I want to be a part of an incredible team of like-minded people, and I want to change my financial future. So the question is, do you? There's a ton of benefits. I love this word. There's a plethora of additional benefits. And this is why I get so excited to talk about the business, honestly, guys. Like, it just makes me just giddy. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the difference between employment and a wellness advocate. So as an employment, being employed with someone else, you're literally saying, I'm going to work for you for so many hours a week, and I'm going to get paid X amount for those hours that I work. So most of us get paid on an hourly basis or some kind of an exchange of, if I do this job for you, I get paid. So, you know, what does it take to get to the top inside your employment? Well, in order to get to the top of my employment, would have to work through several other people that have already been in a long line of doing what they've been doing. So there's not always a ton of promotions. I have to rely solely on whatever my employer's vision is. You know, how do they want me to function as their representative? So I don't get to make my own decisions. And typically when people start making their own decisions as an employee, that's typically when they get in trouble with their bosses. This does limit time and freedom, because my cap is really what my employer wants to pay me and how much time they're willing to let me work. If I could work 30 days a month, I don't even know that that would be an option with my current job. As a wellness advocate, you know, we're gonna talk about what a residual income is and what that means. So we're not trading hours for dollars anymore. We're building a pipeline and a residual income, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You actually get rewarded for helping others succeed. Like as a team leader, I get rewarded if my team under me succeed. There's unlimited earning potential. Like there's no cap. There's really no prerequisites. You don't have to have a certain amount of education. You don't have to be a guru in essential oils. You don't have to be a medical professional. There's free education to teach people all about essential oils, entrepreneurship, and leadership. You get to choose your own schedule. You do have to make a schedule, but you get to choose your own, and you can work from anywhere, so there's no commute. So this is a really neat video to change people's mind about what it means to create a pipeline rather than what we call hauling buckets. So bear with me, I'm gonna let you watch this video super quick.
Back in 1999, I was going to college. I read a book and it had a very impactful story that stuck with me ever since then. In fact, I was going to school to be a dentist. And when I read this book, I actually changed everything that I was doing and realized that I was actually going to school to haul buckets. Now, what I mean by that is this story. Basically, there's this guy. He lives in a village. The village is a couple miles away from the closest water source. And his job basically was to put a yoke on his back, hitched to 2 different buckets, and he'd make this hike every day. He'd fill his buckets up with water, walk back, and every day, all of his inventory was sold out. Everybody wanted what he had. Everybody needed what he had. He had an incredible job secured. And if he wanted to make more money, he'd just simply make more trips. He would go back and forth as many times as he could. And every time he went back and forth, he'd make more money. And anyway, that's how he provided for his family. That's how the village got water. Well, another guy sees this and says, man, I want to take advantage of that because that guy's got perfect job security. Everybody needs his product. And so he fashions himself a yoke, gets a couple buckets, and starts making trips the same as this other guy. Just like the other guy, everybody needed his product. He's making a good living. But what he ended up doing is, instead of making multiple trips per day, he would basically make one trip, and then he'd take whatever extra time he had and start building a pipeline. I guess you could say he was working full-time on his job and part-time on his fortune. Well, one man was hauling buckets back and forth, making more money than his friend. He works day and night and day. First, hauling buckets to make sure his family was taken care of, and then working nights and overtime trying to figure out how to build his pipeline, overcoming the concerns that he had to deal with, the rocks in the ground. He spent the time doing that to build his pipe consistently and persistently over time. Well, a few years later, he finally finishes the pipeline, gets it to the village, and eventually turns on a spigot. Now, at this point, everybody in the village can come and get as much water as they want. It's cooler, cleaner, fresher, better than the water he was hauling with buckets, and cheaper. Everybody can get it much more affordably. And he did this. He not only built an actual pipeline that was a pipeline of water, but he also built a financial pipeline, something that would pay him and his family and take care of his needs for the rest of his life. And that's basically what I realized when I was reading this book, going to college, I realized I was going to school to haul buckets. I wasn't building a pipeline, something that would take care of me and allow me to pursue my greater causes and higher purposes in life. I was basically working for money. And so basically what I did from that point on is I changed my career choice. I've always tried to build pipelines. Over the last decade, every business venture I've gone into, I've tried to structure it in such a way. I had a software company recently, a marketing company before that. But every single one of these companies had something in common. It was an attempt to make a pipeline. And some of them were very successful. Some of them were spectacular failures. But either way, my pipeline, what I was trying to do is create this pipeline. Well, as I started building a doTERRA business, when I got introduced to this, I immediately went right back into, okay, this is a pipeline. It's obvious how this is a pipeline. We create a residual income, something that when we're done, we turn on a spigot and we can provide for our family for a long, long time. I notice, however,
Sorry, this video is actually like 30 minutes long, and I found the short abridged version. But bottom line, what this talks about is, you know, most of us get into this mindset of how much are we going to get paid an hour to do a job that is asked of us. And that's what the hauling buckets concept is. I'm sure you guys picked that up. So really, you know, whether or not you are starting out as a minimum wage, you know, you're 16 or 18 and you're starting out and you're making minimum wage, or, you know, you've gone to grad school and maybe you're making $100 to $200 an hour. Bottom line is that you're getting paid an hourly wage or, you know, a certain allotment of money to provide a service for something. But if you don't work, then you don't get paid. Now, there are some pretty cool jobs out there that allow maybe 2 weeks of PTO a year. I don't have that, but I make a lot of money an hour, but I don't have that opportunity. So I had a family emergency several months ago, and I just had to give up 20 hours of work. And that created some stress into our world. We're used to extra cushions and, you know, financial ability. But bottom line is, it showed me, it reminded me again, no matter how much you make an hour, you still are required to work. And if you don't work, then, you know, things suffer. So this is really what my dream is, to create a pipeline of residual income. And it's a different mindset. You've got to think about it differently, but the payout can be just remarkable. So success takes time, guys. Literally, like, I am not talking about an opportunity here of a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not what this is about at all. doTERRA is hard work. Creating a team is work. I, just like in the video, currently I work 150 to 180 hours a month. That's what I have to do to provide for my family. But I am trying to build a pipeline with doTERRA, and so all of my extra free time now is spent in trying to create this business and make it successful. But my goal, my vision is that within 2 to 4 years, I will be able to choose if I want to continue working in the emergency room or not. I will be able to choose if I want to continue working with my job. But that's like before, I guess what we forget to think about is I am 42, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, if I don't change anything that I'm doing, I'm going to work for the next 25 years. And I accept that, and I go to continual education, and I learn how to better practice as a nurse practitioner, and I learn the modern advancements of medicine. So I spend a lot of time with my career, but I know that I'm going to be there for the next 25 years. But this new opportunity, this pipeline that I'm creating, with hard work and dedication, within 2 to 4 years, I could actually have my own very successful business and consider retiring if I wanted to as a nurse practitioner. So it's a real business, and it's real work. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but the time frame actually can be significantly less in reaching your financial dreams. So the difference between owning a business and actually being a wellness advocate, this is your own business. You will become your own business owner. You will have to fill out completely different taxes. Tax time was yesterday, right? Deadline yesterday. I have to create my own business taxes because I am owning a business. But this is different than owning a standard business. Average startup costs $30,000, and I've got a business owner in here. I'm not sure if those numbers are actually legit. But it's super expensive to start up a business. My husband and I are considering, he, has this dream of owning a food truck. It was like $70,000 to get a food truck. Just like, so am I financing it? Am I getting a business loan for $100,000? Because there's going to be so much more stuff than just the truck, right? We've got to hire somebody. We have to pay gas. We have to pay advertising. There's a lot of things that have to happen by owning your own business. We'd have to think about what kind of inventory we need to stock, if anything, products we need, and there's zero guarantee. Now, there's no guarantee with anything in life, so I'm not saying that this business is guaranteed at all, but the startup cost, the risk is actually significantly less. So being a wellness advocate, the startup cost for this business, if you did not have a wellness advocate, if you were not a wellness advocate and you are just watching this video and you don't even have an account, you could start your business with $35 and some products to become a business owner. Your overhead is actually your loyalty rewards, and we'll talk about that shortly. So, but for between about $100 and $200 a month, you could start your own business and get a commission through doTERRA. That's significantly less than actually being a business owner. So risk is not completely eliminated, but the products that you have to pay a month, the money that you have to give, are actually products that you're going to use for yourself and for your family. So it's the risk has been taken out of the equation with the wellness advocate option. So residual income, we talked a little bit about the power of residual income. And most of the actually wealthy people in America have some form of residual income. So if you are hauling buckets and you haul buckets from now until retirement, the chances of you actually becoming wealthy and financially free are pretty low. If you're trading time for money, it's very limited. But really, residual income is going to be the answer for financial freedom. So you're going to you're building an asset that continues to pay you whether or not you work or not. And so you put a lot of effort into the very beginning without, we're not trading dollars for hours right now. So a lot of the work that you start out in the beginning, starting, your pipeline doesn't pay out immediately. It does take several months to get things started. But once that pipeline opens and you really start creating, your business and your team, and you're sharing this with other people, then you're going to start getting income monthly without you having to work those hours for dollars and hauling buckets. It's pretty remarkable when those checks start coming in. Busy slide, and I apologize. I don't like to have a lot of really busy slides, but there was so much information about doTERRA that, just hear me out. They've been in business since 2008. Within 7 years of them starting a business, they became a billion-dollar company in 2015. So that's twice as fast as the fastest network marketing company, and their numbers right now are exceeding Apple. It's pretty impressive. Their executive team is filled with 7 people that have started the business. They have a ton of years of combined relevant industry experience. And their primary focus, guys, and this is what makes doTERRA so unique, the owners of this company, their primary focus is to making a difference in the world. With their co-impact sourcing, with their Healing Hands Foundation, with their healthcare initiatives that are starting up this year. doTERRA is the largest essential oil company, but they are actually a very remarkable company. So interestingly enough, retention rate is talked about a lot when it comes to the doTERRA growth and success. And one of the reasons with that residual income that we talked about, that pipeline that we talked about, is how many people are going to continue to purchase products once they sign on. The average retention rate for most network marketing companies is about 8 to 10%. depending on what sources you use. So if I were to order, you know, there's a ton of network marketing companies out there, from makeup to lips to, you know, weight loss wraps. Their average retention rates for those type of companies is about 8 to 10%. So when you sign up 10 people as a customer with those other companies, you would have less than 1% actively buying your products within 3 months, okay? But with doTERRA, doTERRA is a little bit different. doTERRA's retention rate is actually about 65, some sources say 68%. And so that means if you sign up 10 people to be customers, instead of only having 1 left after 3 months, you're going to have 6 or 7. And so when you talk about what that means with residual income, that's pretty remarkable that 65 to 68% of people will continue to buy throughout the year. So you're not having to continually start over. So you can just really focus on continuing to build your team, signing up people, you know, becoming wellness wholesale customers or wellness advocates. And this is what creates that pipeline, is that really amazing retention rate. So the demand is real, guys. We talked about trends in the market. 73% of the general population is looking for natural products to improve their health. Okay, and 51% have used essential oils. So there are still a ton of people that have not, doTERRA has been around for 10 years, and there's, I think, oh my goodness, you know, on their website, they talk about like having over 3 million wellness advocates by 2016. But I was watching a webinar the other day, and she had just come from leadership, and she actually said that there were like almost over 6 million wellness advocates and wholesale customers around the world. This is a global company now, but there are still so many people that have not been touched by doTERRA. This is a huge opportunity to continue to grow and have this wonderful residual income we've been talking about. So one of the things that sets us apart from other essential oil companies, now when we talk about trends, we've got to know that essential oil trends are creating a lot of business spark in the industry. Okay, there's a lot of people right now, that a lot of companies that want to make money. The scary thing about that is that there's no regulation on essential oils on the market. So anybody can put a label up that says natural. Anybody that can put a label up that says pure and free. And, you know, you go to these websites and they talk about, we promise to do our best to be, you know, to get the most naturally sourced products. So doTERRA says, no, that is not enough. When they founded this company, they wanted to make sure that they provided the purest, highest quality essential oils available. They patented their own certified pure Therapeutic-Grade protocol. Essential oils are tested by a third-party system to make sure that there's no discrepancies. Their oils surpass any oils on the market today, and I want to share with you this video about this protocol.
So when we talk about quality, it's not always about what testing you're doing. You have to look at the whole process and what that means collectively. And I believe that doTERRA does that better than anyone else.
doTERRA is the best company in the industry right now. I mean, they're the leaders. I mean, there's no one that's really coming close to doing what they're doing. I haven't seen anything like it in my 20 years of being in this industry, of a company going to the lengths that they go to secure the best oil in the world.
doTERRA's commitment to quality starts well before the plants are even distilled. Through our co-impact sourcing, the CPTG process starts then. And then it goes through a 3-tiered testing process that starts with outside labs and finishes off inside the company here, and then continues on after the bottles are sold.
We do several layers of testing, including GCMS, optical rotation, specific gravity, refractive index, chiral testing, carbon-14, probably more extensive than just about any lab out there.
I've been doing research with essential oils for about 15 years now. So I've worked with a lot of oils and a lot of tests. And the one thing that I've noticed consistently is that unless you're starting with an oil that has a consistent quality, you're not going to get good results.
you know, a lot of our oils are used in aromatherapy or topical use. So we want to make sure that we do not only make a product that's effective, but it's also going to be safe. And that's why we do a thorough analysis to look at the composition to make sure that it is safe. But at the same time, we also go ahead and do skin irritation testing, which is also called as the RIP testing or repeat insult patch testing, to make sure that when you apply it on topically, it's not irritating to your skin.
To a wellness advocate, we always keep them in mind, and we talk about it in our training. And what matters is that the details matter. You know, quality is in the details, and so because we're so passionate and so detailed, we're sure not to miss those things that are going to make the difference between just an okay product and a great product.
We stand behind our quality processes because we have the most in-depth and knowledgeable staff. We have set the standard for what the quality process should be. The testing knowledge that is gained as well as passed on each bottle is, you cannot measure.
One of the things that I've recognized about the quality of essential oils and the testing is that it's a dynamic environment. It's changing. And this is why it's so important that doTERRA leads the front, that doTERRA is developing and processing and coming up with new ways, new opportunities to prove out the quality of essential oils, and frankly, in a way that no other company is able to do as we continue to grow, as we continue to expand throughout the world. I'm proud to say that doTERRA has made that commitment and will not waver or deviate from that.
Pretty spectacular, guys. This is one thing that sets us above and beyond every other essential oil company out there. So, you know, if you were starting a doTERRA business 10 years ago, when doTERRA started in 2008, or even several years after that, a lot of the education was really what in the world is an essential oil. Now what you're going to find is that people actually know what essential oils are. I mean, we just saw a statistic that shows that 51% of people have used an essential oil. So the new opportunity here is to really educate people on the quality of doTERRA essential oils and the demand that they should have for their products to be tested. Where are they sourced? Where do they come from? We showed you earlier in the video about the co-impact sourcing. doTERRA sources their essential oils from over 40 countries around the world because they believe that pure oils and testing of the pure oils give us a better, higher chemical profile of those chemical properties that make the oil so much better in terms of a medicinal value. So, you know, today's challenge with new doTERRA advocates is really to share with people why doTERRA and why doTERRA essential oils should be in every home. So I've already touched base a little bit about this co-impact sourcing. You know, doTERRA partners with farmers and harvesters and distillers across the globe to start this CPTG protocol. doTERRA doesn't just get their oils from anywhere and then they start testing them. They want to know exactly where the oil is sourced from. How is the farmer starting? How do they grow it? When do they harvest it? You know, do they harvest it too early to try to get higher production and volume throughout the year? Are they actually harvesting things at their peak, at the plant's peak performance for the highest chemical percentages of the properties that we need to get the most medicinal value from it? So not only does this help ensure that the oils are the best quality because they're grown in that right environment where they thrive best, but this also allows doTERRA from an economic standpoint to make sure from where the oils are sourced that they provide sustainable jobs and reliable income to these underdeveloped areas. They're committed to the ethical treatment of the suppliers by providing on-time payments at a fair price. So very, very high integrity with doTERRA. The Healing Hands Foundation is actually a really amazing charitable arm of doTERRA that allows them to use money that is donated to them to help build medical clinics, install drinking water and irrigation systems, build schools, and provide other educational resources such as vocational training programs and civic centers throughout these underserved countries that we get our essential oils from. And doTERRA pays completely for all of the office side of the Healing Hands Foundation. So every dollar that's donated actually goes to these resources and funding for their programs. So pretty neat program there. So over the next 10 minutes or so, we're really going to talk about the nuts and bolts of the business. You know, how do you earn it? How do you do? How much are you going to make? How do you do the business? How much does it cost to get started? But really, let's just talk about how you make money. Okay, so there's actually 5 ways to make money as a doTERRA wellness advocate. The very first way, and not so much of a large chunk of the income, is the retail profit. So as a wellness advocate, you are provided your own store, your own wellness advocate retail store. Most of us have a my.doterra.com / whatever your name is. Now, typically it is the name that you started. So originally mine was / Chrissy Etheridge. You can go in through your back office and change it to any name that you want it to be. I had changed mine to The Oilist because that is, you know, my website and what I'm known for. So, you know, my website I would send people to would be my.doterra.com / The Oilist. And in this area, let's say you have somebody approach you. A lot of people with multi-level marketing companies are so used to you actually having the product on your person when you're walking around. I used to sell Mary Kay. We'd have to carry these satchels full of makeup and products to parties, and you know the encouragement was to create this entire closet full of store products that you could have with you anywhere that you traveled, in the trunk of your car, in your luggage that you carried, whatever the case may be, so people could purchase right there from you. With doTERRA, it's different. We don't have to have a retail store. We actually have an online retail store. And so people can log on to your website and they pay full price for the essential oil that they buy, and you get 25% back in a check cut to you monthly. Okay, so that's option number 1 to make money. The second way to make money is what's called a fast start bonus. Now this is paid weekly, hence fast start. And this is for people that are really starting, like when you start your business, you really want that immediate income. So A, it helps pay for the products that you want, and B, you can start seeing that immediate residual income coming. So what happens is that in order to get a commission from doTERRA all the way across the board, you have to have a 100 PV loyalty order set up. So if you are starting to enroll people, if you are getting ready to build your team, you need to make sure that you have at least 100 PV loyalty rewards order at all times set up and ready to ship. You can change that throughout the month. But it always needs to have 100 PV, because when doTERRA does their audits, before they send you a commission check, they're going to look. And if you don't have a 100 PV order ready to go for the next month, then they're not going to write you a commission check. Okay, so that's mandatory in order to be a wellness advocate, make a commission check. So when you enroll someone, you're going to get 20% of whatever that enrollment purchase price is, or the PV price, excuse me. So next week, let's say you enroll someone and they buy the $150 Family Essentials Kit. That's 110 PV. You're going to get 20% back on that the next week. So I think it comes out to be like $38.50 that you're going to get back next week. And so if, obviously you can do the math, if you have a party or a class and you enroll 5 people and 5 people order this, then you're going to get 5 times $38.50 next week. That's how we get our fast start bonuses to get that immediate money back to us. Now, if that person that you enrolls someone else, you're going to get 10% of that enrollment's purchases, and the person that actually enrolls is going to get 20%. And this all comes from doTERRA. And then the third, what we call third generation enrollment, if that person enrolls someone else, then you're going to get 5%. The person that enrolls them is still going to get 20%, and the person directly above them is going to get 10%. Okay, so it's 3 tiers down of personal enrollment percentage as a fast start bonus, and that's paid weekly. Speaking of payment, you're going to get a check mailed to you whenever a commission is cut. Or you can opt into doing the direct deposit. I highly recommend it. And we can talk about how to do that when we're done. A third way to get paid is called the Power of 3. Now, the Power of 3 is actually designed to help you structure your business effectively. If you look at the model here, you can see you at the top, 3 of people underneath you, 3 people under them, 3 people under them, so forth and so on. This is a beautiful structure that gets you set up for silver rank and above. And so this is really a model to help you learn how to structure things and do team building correctly. And if you, to qualify, every person that qualifies has to have 100 PV or more. And so you have you at the top, you have 100 PV or more. This person orders 100 PV, this one orders 100 PV, this one. And I'm talking about loyalty rewards, guys. If all 4 of you have 100 PV loyalty rewards, and the total team volume right here is 600 PV, then you're going to get a check cut to you for $50. Okay? The next level, if you and your 3 people all have 3 people under them ordering 100 LRP a month, then doTERRA is going to cut you a check for $250. You won't get both. You'll just get one. And then, if all 3 of those people have 3 people under them ordering 100 PV a month, then you're going to earn a $1,500 bonus monthly. This is paid on a monthly basis. If you qualify for the Power of 3, from here until your eternity is over with doTERRA, you will get this monthly bonus. Now, these monthly bonuses in the beginning are quite challenging to obtain, and I just don't like to fib or tell stories here. In the beginning, your goal is to really, we organize our team a little bit different in the beginning. But as you get bigger into doTERRA with your Premier to Silver and above and beyond, these are like extra bonuses that happen just for structuring your team correctly. It's something that you can try to obtain very early on if you would like. But this is going to be more of those, that large residual income that's going to just tip the scale for you later on. This is a little bit different of a diagram here. I've already kind of explained how it works, but you can see you at the top with 100 PV, your 3 people under you, and a total of 600 team volume. And this is level 1, Power of 3. You're going to get a $50 bonus. And then level 2, all 3 people, 250. And then level 3, all 3 of their people are doing it. And in your back office, you actually have these symbols here that you will be able to see and follow and track, determining whether or not your team is actually ordering on this loyalty reward. So you can see here that when we enroll people, you know, we can show them where the retail side is, and we get 25% off. We can enroll them and get fast start bonus. But you really want to encourage this loyalty rewards because that's where the power of that residual income is coming. But also people are getting their products. I mean, I use my products on a daily basis, and I get a ton of health benefit from it. So I'm not asking people to do something that I'm not already doing. Now, the Unilevel bonus really starts to kick in, and this is kind of what I like to call the meat and potatoes of the income. The Unilevel bonus is paid monthly, and it's paid 7 tiers down, as you can kind of see here. So depending on what rank you are, and each rank unlocks a different tier. There's grids on that if you want to talk about that more detailed. But this really goes over exactly. Your first line is you're gonna get 2% of what they order on a monthly basis. Now this is after 60 days of enrollment. Okay, so their first 60 days of enrollment, you're gonna get the fast start. Anything that they order for the first 60 days of your new enrollment, you're going to get 20% of what they order. But after 60 days, then you're going to start going on this Unilevel bonus. And as you can see here, each level that you grow your business, you're going to get a higher percentage of payment. Now, interestingly enough, most multi-level marketing businesses flip this. You get a lot of trinkets in the beginning, you get a higher percentage at the beginning, but as you build your team, you're going to get lower percentages at the bottom of your tier structure. And interestingly enough, no, this isn't a pyramid scheme. A scheme means that there's no product in place that people are buying. That's the definition of a pyramid scheme. But we do create a pyramid structure if you were to draw it out on paper. And a pyramid means that you're going to have more people at the bottom than you do at the top, right? So the more residual income, the more percentage that you get at the bottom, the more income you're actually going to get. And you can see here there's some examples of financial possibility and monthly earnings. This grid here with these numbers is based on everyone purchasing 150 PV. So this is like the perfect ideal. There are bonus pools available once you hit silver rank or higher. The bonus pool is a really neat way that doTERRA, this is paid monthly, it's what's considered a global commission volume. And so the better the company does as a whole, the more money there is in each pool. And this provides incentives for leaders to really work together across teams and to support levels deeper in their organization. So each month the company takes 6% of the total global sales and splits it up between 5 leadership pools. So you get 2% split between the silver, gold, and platinum ranks, 1% split between the diamond, blue, diamond, and presidential ranks, 1% is split between the diamonds, 1% split between the blue diamonds, and 1% split between the presidential diamonds. Okay, so this is something to really look forward to as you get deeper into your business and make money. And these bonus pools, there's also rank bonuses that are available for people that hit certain ranks in your team. There's thousands of dollars at stake with these bonus pools monthly. So the average annual income, and I'm not sure if I have one of my little qualifiers on here, but FTC regulation, the amount of money that you're going to make is really based on your own goals, your own drive, and your own ability. These are no guarantees. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and say the qualifier and the disclaimer. But this is really, as you can see here, this was a 2016 number, the average annual income of each rank that's available through doTERRA. And there are ranks above this. There's elite, premier, and then elite up here, and manager, director, things like that. But once you start to hit silver, you've really started to make a difference in your income. And you can see here that 62% of the leaders fall into the silver category, and their average annual income is about $26,000 a year. Gold, you can see 23% of the leaders fall into this category, and that's about $60,000 a year. Platinum, there's 5% of the leaders make 115, and I think these numbers are bigger now. Diamond, actually interesting, you can see there's actually more diamonds than there are platinums. I always think that number's interesting. But diamonds make about $200,000 a year. And then above that, blue diamond is almost $500,000 a year. And presidential diamond, we're almost hitting $1.4 million a year, guys. Now, this is less than 1% of the percentage of leaders in doTERRA. So we see the numbers. Not everybody hits this rank, but it's possible. I actually follow a presidential diamond who is now creating a second team. You can actually create 2 teams. So she's trying to create 2 presidential diamond teams. Hello, double it. You can see where it's at. Pretty impressive, guys. So really, that's why we go back to that very beginning, is dream big, right? Really, the kind of business that you want to create is whatever business you want. If you're willing to put in the work, doTERRA is willing to pay you. So the right path for you. I keep trying to move this over so we can see all this. There's 3 different pathways, really, when you want to earn a commission check with doTERRA. And this is more easier to see than all of this writing. But bottom line is that if you just want to earn free products of the month and you want to get your doTERRA oils paid for, then you really need to commit to about 3 to 5 hours a week. You're going to make, on average, between $200 and $600 a month. And this is going to fall between the elite and premier ranks. And this is just going to support your wellness lifestyle. I use about $200 in products a month. So right now I am currently in elite status, and this is where I fit. This is a true monetary average. And this, I share the wellness lifestyle, but I'm becoming a leader. I am trying to grow my business, and I will, over the next several years, become that presidential diamond. Those are my goals. You know, needed investment. You definitely need several hours a week. You need to have an enrollment kit, or you need to have essential oils that you're sharing with other people. You need to have your loyalty reward order always in place, and business tools. I have business cards. I have flyers that I give out. I have webinars like this. These are business tools so I can share with other people. And I plan out my week. I invite, I present, I enroll, and I support. Okay? So if you want to supplement your income and you want to make between $2,000 and $5,000 a month, then your ranks that you would start to look for would be silver and gold. Okay? So you're going to guide others to earn free products. You're going to become a leader. You're going to travel, enjoy life. You're going to have a little bit of cushion. I know having, you know, $5,000 extra a month for me would definitely give a lot of breathing room and wiggle room to do some more traveling and enjoying life. This is a part-time commitment. I mean, you're really going to need 8 to 12 hours a week for sure. If you know how to plan, then these hours are correct. If you don't have a plan in place, these hours are not going to be correct. But again, I mean, you need that enrollment kit, or you need oils that you're sharing and sampling with other people. You need to make sure your loyalty reward order is in place, and you need those business tools we talked about, okay? And you're going to start supporting builders at this point. To become a silver and gold, not only are you just enrolling people, but you actually start having a team under you and people that are building under you that you're going to start supporting. Now, beyond that, and you're going to consider replacing and multiplying your income, if you want to make between $9,000 a month and $100,000 a month, then this is where the platinum to presidential diamond average incomes fall. You're going to become a powerful leader here, guys. You're going to inspire others. You're going to make a global impact. It is a full-time commitment, without a doubt. But as you can see, the needed investment is really the same here. The enrollment kit, the loyalty rewards order, and the business tools. Okay? But here you're developing leaders, and you're really focusing on continuing enrollments with wholesale customers, but you are also really supporting your leaders that are also building underneath you. I mean, this is like products plus people equal success. I mean, that's truly, at the end of the day, like, our products are remarkable. doTERRA products work. You know, one of the biggest things that I encourage you to do is become a product of the product. Really start using those products, getting your stories in there, getting your success stories in there, and, you know, really creating and believing in what doTERRA can do for you. There are so many products available. I use these from simple wounds to, you know, respiratory protocols when people in my house get sick. I am growing out my hair with this crazy, shiny, beautiful doTERRA shampoo and adding some rosemary and getting some wonderful success from there. My children use these oils. My grandchildren use these oils. And this is just such a beautiful team and beautiful product and beautiful vision that doTERRA has. So getting started is easy. If you're not already a wellness customer or a wholesale customer, then you know, you begin with an enrollment kit. If you already are a wholesale customer and you want to become a wellness advocate, then simple. Go to your account and upgrade. You would log in with you put your social security number in there, and then you can add people underneath you. You will enroll with your loyalty rewards order of 100 PV or more, so you can qualify for bonuses and commission. You're going to start earning 10 to 30% back on your purchases. I'm at 30%. For every month that you order more than 50 PV a month, you're going to increase from 10 to 30% over a year's time. So all of these free credits that you're getting, you're going to get free oils, either to give out to your team or to try for yourself. You can also get free products of the month with any 125 PV. So a lot of times we recommend you can minimum 100 PV to get commission. But 125 PV gets you your free product of the month, so you can start giving out for prizes. So we already did this. Step 1, become a wellness advocate or upgrade to a wellness advocate. There's tons of training, guys. www.theoilist.com is opening up a 2-week business blitz to teach you how to become a successful wellness advocate. You just share the products. Get samples out. Start talking to people about how much these oils have changed your life and ask them if they want to learn how to change theirs. A year from now, you're going to wish you started today. Seriously. So many people do so many things to postpone their lives. I'll start tomorrow. I'll make this a New Year's resolution. I need to wait for a better time. Honestly, the time is now, guys. The risk is so minute that really what you're going to sacrifice is some time. You're going to use these products, so I'm not even going to tell you you're going to sacrifice your money, because these products work and they've changed my life. So commit and just give it a shot and start building your business. This can absolutely transform your life, your financial ability, your time freedom, what you can do globally to help other people if that's something that you want to do. So many differences that you can make with doTERRA. So just thanks. We ran over a little over an hour, and I apologize about that. But thanks for participating. If you have any questions, we can do that now, or you can text or email me with any of your personal questions that you have. If you're still on the fence or want to know more, please contact me. You can either email me directly. If you have my cell phone, text me, we can talk. But totally, let's change the world together, guys. Stop sharing. Anybody have any questions? Are we going to unmute? No questions? All right, let me stop recording.